This game was a pile of crap when it first came out. It had things like this, and this, and this. Maybe I was a bit too harsh, but I was one of those first people who pre-ordered this game, and yes, I learned a valuable lesson. But this game was made by CD Projekt Red, who obviously made The Witcher 3. It was, in my opinion, probably one of the best RPGs of all time. I loved that game so much, so I was expecting a similar sort of experience in this game. So obviously I started playing the game, and there was just so many bugs, I just couldn't handle it. So I was like, you know what, I'll come back and play this game later on. As they said, they'll probably fix it. I think everyone took it like a bit lightly. They were like, hey, they're not really going to do that much. However, 2 years later, patch 2.0 came out, and they actually had fixed so much. And I was like, okay, maybe it's time now to get back into the game. But I still didn't get fully back into it until the Phantom Liberty DLC dropped, and I saw the trailer, and I saw some gameplay, and I was like, you know what? It's time to go back. It's time to platinum the game. It's finally time to play the game that should have been released 2 years ago. So to actually beat the game and to get the plat itself was really easy. Nothing difficult whatsoever. The platinum got a little bit grindy towards the end. There were some trophies that took a while, and you'll see me talking about it at the end of the video. Night City is an absolute magical place to lose yourself in. One of the best environments in any video games that I've played in a very, very long time. The story itself had Kiana. I mean, you can't hate it. Unbelievable story. I wish it was a little bit longer, and I'm not talking about the side missions and activities. I'm just talking about the actual main story from start to finish. I just wish it was a little bit longer. But apart from that, fantastic story, and I only had a couple moments of rage during this entire game. Oh man, why won't this trophy pop, man, for me? Please, I beg of you. So we had to do a couple things before we started the game. First was to choose our life path. I chose the corp lifestyle because apparently that's got the most dialogue options, and I don't think it makes any difference what you choose, so I went for the corp. And of course the second was to design our character, even though we didn't get to see him that much. And of course the most important thing was to choose the pecker size, and I went with yours truly, my pecker size, unbelievably small. So the story starts off with us being a high-ranking corporate agent working for the Arasaka family, and you're going to hear that word quite a lot, Arasaka, because they are part of the main story. And of course working for the government, they're all dirty little rats, which means we get betrayed, but this sets us up to leave that corporate lifestyle and join the underworld of Night City, working our way from the bottom to the top with our best friend Jackie. So we're there doing our first little job with Jackie, being little gangsters. We get offered to do the tutorial, so of course I'm going to do it. However, during the tutorial, I popped the trophy V for Vendetta, and I think you needed this. You needed an implant to pop this during the normal game. So I have no idea how I've glitched the game into giving me this trophy, but if anyone knows, let me know. But I have absolutely no idea how this trophy popped for me. And then yeah, as soon as we finish the tutorial, we also pop the full for becoming a mercenary. So as we go through the game, we meet this guy called Dexter, who is a fixer who just basically gives you jobs to complete. He's an absolute crook and a scumbag, and you'll see why eventually. We're going to eventually do a big heist for him in the Arasaka Tower, but just before that, we had to go to a strip club, and I promise you I kept it all green. I did not look at anything. I kept it all PG. So in this hanky-danky club, we meet this character called Judy. She's a very important character in this game, not only for trophies, but overall for side missions, so more on her later. But she basically gives us this little device which allows us to relive someone's memories. So we end up reliving one of the dancers' memories, and she was in the apartment of Yorinobu Arasaka, who is the main villain in this game. Now, although technically you don't get to see him that much throughout the game, he's got one good ending, but yeah, you don't get to see him that much, but he is the main villain. So while we're reliving this dancer's memory in his apartment, we find out he's got this special relic. Basically, this relic you can put in your head, and it allows someone's thoughts and consciousness to be transplanted to this relic, which basically means you can live on forever and ever in someone else's body. But this is what sets up Johnny Silverhand, aka Keanu Reeves, basically taking over your body, and basically sets up the story of Cyberpunk. So it's the big heist now. We have to chat about how we're going to pull it off with the guys and girls. We get driven there by this AI driven car who's got a crazy side story, so if you've never done it, go do it. I promise it's really good. We end up arriving at our room at the Arasaka Tower, and we actually pop a trophy for using 10 dialogue options which are related to our life path. I chose the corp lifestyle, so that's what I got it for. And this is actually a missable trophy, so make sure to get this done straight away if you can. So we made our way into the penthouse to steal the relic, but as we were going to escape, Yorinobu came back, so we had to find a place to hide. As we were hiding and no one knew we were there, we witnessed him kill his father in rage, as one does apparently when he's angry. Straight after that, his father's bodyguard came back and asked what the hell happened. Yorinobu said someone's poisoned him, searched the hotel. Don't know how his bodyguard didn't suspect him, but there you go. So when they left, it was time for us to escape. As we were escaping though, Jackie got really hurt.
Jackie, you're bleeding!
Worry about me later.
We end up making our way out of the hotel room, but our best pal dies. But just before he dies, he puts the relic in our head to keep it safe. R.I.P. Jackie, mate. So we return to Dexter to explain what's happened and what's going on. He's absolutely pissed at us for all the attention and all the police that are trying to look for us right now. So of course, what does this dirty little rat do? He shoots us. Kapooey to him and his family. One thing to add though, doesn't this guy remind you of WWE's Mark Henry? I've seen it in so many memes and videos. It makes me laugh every single time. Love Mark Henry, hate Dexter. So now it's time to relive Johnny's memories as if think we're dead. But you know what as well, I'm going to call him Keanu from now on. I think it's a bit more cooler. But anyway, we pop our trophy called the Lovers for stealing their relic. So after that, as Johnny, we go and attack Arasaka Tower, and we actually find out what happened to him and how he died. But as we're going through Arasaka Tower, we actually pop this trophy called Gun Fu for killing 3 enemies really fast. So as we're escaping Arasaka Tower, we fall off the helicopter, then Adam Smasher smashes us. Yeah, ironic, but he kills us, and then that's how we find out how Kiana's consciousness went into the relic, which got into us, and now why we're basically part of each other. Anyway, we wake up in this little scrapyard place, and guess what? Karma's a bitch, mate. Karma's a bitch. So Mark Henry, aka Dexter, gets shot by Takamura, who you might remember is the bodyguard for the father Sorinoba, who got killed by his son Yorinoba in that hotel. Holy crap, I don't know if I've said any of that correctly, but let's just pray it's correct. So now he's been framed for the death of Sorinoba, so he helps us so we can help him figure out what the hell is going on. So we arrive at our friend's Victor's lab. He's a Ripper Doc, and Ripper Docs are basically doctors but for cyberware implants. So he explains to us that Dexter's bullet, aka Mark Henry, when he shot us, that bullet hit the relic that Jackie put on our head just before dying, and it basically contains, you guessed it, Keanu Reeves, aka Johnny Silverhand. He goes on to say that we actually don't have long to live, because what's happening right now is Keanu's memories, his thoughts, his emotions is taking over our body, and eventually it will consume us and we will be no longer V. It'll be Keanu's body. And to make things worse, we can't actually take out the chip because it'll just be curtains for us, so it has to stay in. So from this stage on, we actually get to see Keanu and we actually get to interact with him. So as we progress through the story, we actually find the creator and director of the Relic project called Anders Helsman. He basically tells us we're screwed, there's nothing really we can do about it, but we do pop the trophy called the Wheels of Fortune. So now we're at the part of the story where I think if you watch a lot of videos, everyone's path to the end game is a little bit different, and this is my path here. So I was helping Takamura here, and our plan was to kidnap the daughter and sister in the Arasaka family called Hanako, and to really explain to her what really happened on that day. So just before the kidnapping, I had to take out some snipers stealthily, and yep, that's my skill level right there. That's my skill level. So after my unbelievable hitman skills, I decided to hack a random laptop that was sitting on the couch. I actually popped the trophy Christmas tree attack. I have no idea how I got this, because the guide made it look a lot more difficult, but basically all you have to do is hack the computer and not fail a single line, and somehow I managed to do it. Probably called, I don't know, idiotic luck, but there you go. So after we kidnapped Hanako, I got some precise instructions from Takamura to follow.
Knock 4 times.
Here we are. Oh, where the flip is the door not opening? Right. This guy's getting an RPG up his ass. What the flip just happened? So apparently I can't follow simple instructions. It's not 4 times, not 1 time. Anyway, we make it inside this time properly. We talk to Hanako. We persuade her that we're actually innocent and that it's her brother. She actually starts to believe us. But just before we finish the conversation, all hell breaks loose. So in this mission here, you actually don't see it on the right hand side, but you can actually save Takamura, and that'll give you one of the trophies called the Devil, which is one of the endings in the game. In my first playthrough, I actually did not save him. I completely forgot. You know what? He blew me up, so he probably deserves it. But yeah, on my second playthrough, luckily I had a save somewhere backed up. It was only like an hour beforehand, so I went back and saved him and actually got the trophy. And you'll see that at the end of the video. So for getting out there alive and talking to Hanako, we actually popped the trophy, the High Priestess. So after this section, we actually get to relive one of Johnny's memories. We find out that he's in love with this beautiful woman called Alt Cunningham, and then they do the nasty, and I can't put that on YouTube because this will be called something hub. So after some beautiful scenes, Alt actually gets kidnapped by the Arasaka family, which also explains why Johnny hates them with a passion and why he attacked them in the first place. So we actually set out to rescue her as Johnny, but we're a little bit too late, and she actually gets turned into an AI. So later on as V, I get help from the Voodoo Boys, and this can be done in multiple ways. I've just got the Voodoo Boys helping me, and I get transplanted into the AI world to talk to Alt. And she says the only way to get the chip out safely from my head is to go to Arasaka Tower and connect myself directly into Mikoshi, which is like their digital fortress. Does that make sense? Because I was so confused here. I hope I've included everything in there that I should have done. If I've missed something out, let me know. But to me, this is what made sense in the story. But yeah, let me know. But for doing that section and talking to Alt, we get the Hermit Trophy. So just before the last mission in the game, I wanted to clean up as much as I can in this game. And to do that and to get all the missable endings for the game, you have to do side missions. And there are 5 characters to do. There is Judy, there is River, there is Rogue, there is Kerry, and there's my favorite, I think nearly everyone's favorite, Panam. So I'm not going to show you the entire storyline for every single character because this video will be way too long, but I'll just show you some quick highlights and the trophies that I popped during their storylines. So during my favorite storyline in the game, and I think a lot of people's favorite storylines with Pan Am's, I popped True Soldier for killing 300 people with ranged weapons. I then had a kinky scene with her in the tank, which I think a lot of people remember. And just as we ended her scene and watched her walk away into the distance, we got Life on the Road. So during River's storyline, we get the trophy right back at you for killing someone who threw a grenade at me. And we also get to protect and serve for completing his storyline. And I have to say one thing, his storyline was actually really good. I love Pan Am's storyline, but his was a really close second. So the next character was Rogue. I got the trophy called Master Crafter for crafting 3 legendary items. I then went and had a romantic night with her as Johnny, not as V. And then I popped her trophy at the end called Bushido and Chill. So Judy was next, and I helped her with her problems and popped Judy versus Night City. So the last one was Kerry. So after destroying this yacht, we got the trophy 2 Bad Decisions. So now we've come to the last mission of the game. Now, depending on the side missions you've done, and if you've managed to complete them and not piss off the characters, and depending on the dialogue options you choose with Johnny right now, and at the end game, you will get all the multiple different story endings. The last story mission, though, usually goes the same way no matter what you choose. You're going to go into Arasaka Tower, you're going to fight some enemies, you're going to end up fighting Adam Smasher, which actually turned out to be really difficult. And I want to know, did anyone actually spare him at the end? Because I'm pretty sure... I'm willing to guess that 99% of people just basically killed him because he was so hard. But yeah, I ended up killing him in every single ending I played. So after being Adam Smasher, we end up making the Mikoshi. We connect ourselves there. We talk to Alt, but we find out basically it's curtains for us. So you have an option to choose whether you give your body to Johnny or you get to keep it yourself. Again, whatever you choose will depending on the trophy you pop at the end. So my very first ending that I got was called The Sun. It was a very weird ending. A pretty cool ending, don't get me wrong, but it's very weird. I didn't enjoy it. That's why I rank it as the worst ending. But yeah, I popped the trophy called The World for completing the main storyline, and of course I popped the trophy called The Sun for completing one of the endings.
I'll bet your tunes if the afterlife found you a new...
So the next ending I did was with Takamura. So if you save him in that second to last mission, you'll get the devil ending for him. So my second favorite ending in this game was to let Johnny keep your body, and this gave us a trophy called the Temperance. So my favorite ending in this game, and the ending that made the most sense to me, was to leave Night City with Pan Am and pop the trophy called the Star. So here comes my least favorite part of the game, and the reason I titled this video Cyberpunk was too short, and the reason I told you at the start that I did not enjoy this platinum so much was the game was great, but I just felt like for the platinum grind, they've added all these NCPD scanners, and basically you have to 100% these districts. I just felt like I just added it in there so they can keep you playing the game for longer. So either way, we have to do what we have to do. As I was going through and 100%ing these districts, I made sure to try and pop as many miscellaneous trophies as I possibly could. So the very first miscellaneous trophy that I popped during this segment was called Legends of the Afterlife for reaching max street cred. So then I got in trouble with the law, and I popped the trophy True Warrior for killing 100 enemies with melee weapons, and you'll see why I was using melee weapons throughout this game. I'll let you know at the end. The next trophy I popped was called Auto Jock for buying all the street vehicles in the game. I highly recommend when you do this, by the way, save up all your cred from the start of the game and then just make a save at the end of the game. Spend all your money on all the cars and then reload the save so you can have all the money back because you don't need all these cars. I then went outside my apartment building, found these 2 officers and popped 2 heads, 1 bullet. So I fully upgraded myself with at least 1 implant in each body part, which gave me the full body conversion, aka I'm a cyborg now. So this helped me get the next 3 trophies, the first one being using a quick hack to kill 3 enemies while one of them was holding a grenade. The other being Gunslinger, which is to shoot a grenade in midair with a revolver, and I used the slowdown time to help me do that. And talking about slowing down time, I also popped the trophy The Quick and the Dead for killing 50 enemies while time is being slowed. So this was my roughest part of the game, and ironically, the trophy itself was called Rough Landing. I don't know how this is even possible that it took me like an hour to fix this, but basically all you have to do is jump off something, activate your Berserk Cyberware, and kill 2 enemies. It just took so long and it wouldn't work. I was just getting angrier and angrier every single second. Here we go. Please work. Oh, for flip's sake, man. Mr. Game, of course. Right, attempt number 5,000. Please work, man. Please. This is it. Trophy? No, of course not. Oh, man, why won't this trophy pop, man, for me? Please, I beg of you. Please. Oh, what? Please. Mate, I see like 6 people on the ground. Die, you pricks. Please. Right, last try. I'm jumping out the window head first. Please. Thank the Lord! Thank you so much. I got Rough Landing. Thank you. Oh my god, I'm putting my head down the toilet. Screw this. So after those abysmal attempts of me trying to get that trophy and wasting an hour of my life, I went back. I grabbed all the belongings for Johnny, and I popped the trophy Breathtaking. The next trophy was Must Be Rats for distracting an enemy 30 or more times. The next trophy I popped was called I Am the Law for completing all the Cyber Psycho sightings. These guys are basically on meth. You decide as well if you want to kill them or not, if you want to be nice or not. You decide. I decided it was time to go and be the law. The next thing I did in the game was to go around Nice City and collect all the graffitis, and when you collect all of them, you get the Wandering Fool. After that, it was the boring grind of just basically finishing every single scanner and gig for every single district, and here are some of the trophies that pop for those certain districts.
Closing the gig.
So one of the trophies that I left to the end was to find all the fast travel points in this game. Holy crap, like, if you can't see like me, do you know how hard it is to find the ones that are missing? It was so difficult. I had to use a guide and I couldn't see where they were, and holy shit, it was so bad. But anyway, it took me half an hour or something, but I found the last one. If you're driving around, you're basically going to unlock these naturally anyway, but yeah, I had one missing and I finally found it. This should be the last one here, right? Please, please, please pop. Let's see. Oh, thank God. There you go. Bloody hell. Accessibility in 2024. Unbelievable. So the last trophy in the game, and I knew this was going to be the last trophy because this requires the most grind, was the 10 out of 10, which is to basically reach the max skill level on a certain skill tree. So I chose to do this in the Shinobi skill tree, which is to use SMGs and melee weapons to kill your enemies. So even after finishing the entire game and doing some extra side missions, I knew exactly where to grind this out, and I knew exactly where I wanted that last trophy to pop before I got the plat. Right, I think I'm close to getting this now. Yeah, it looks like there's just one more slice or two more slices. There you go. Should be one more then. I think I know exactly how I'm going to pop this as soon as I finish this. Right, come here. You're getting sliced. One. Come on. Man, the physics in this game when you cut someone's limbs off is pretty cool. There we go. 10 out of 10. Finally. Let's just dash over here and pop this plat here. I knew exactly where I want to pop it. Right on the waterfront. There we go. Never fade away. Ah, man. I'm definitely fading. What a game. So there you go. What a fun game to play. Was this a game of the year standard, or was this like, you know, one of these top 10 games of all time? No, not for me, but this is what a game should be. Just something fun and something to lose yourself in. Just like I said at the start of the video, the story was unbelievable. I wish it was a bit longer, but you can't always have what you want. I just feel the platinum grind was a bit too much. I just felt like they put so much in there just to keep you playing the game, but apart from that, unbelievable game. So if I missed anything important in this video or I've screwed something up, please let me know below. I try to make this video as short as possible because this game is so long, but like I said, let me know below if I've been an idiot somewhere. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything else you want me to plat, let me know below, but for the love of God, do not make it a 100+ hour game. I need something short. I need something like 20-30 hours max, please. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and thanks again for all the support.